Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 22nd of March. So the new week has barely started. We've already seen a huge amount of volatility in the Turkish lira, so down some 15% at one point already, and the week has only just barely got started. Now this is down to the Turkish Central Bank governor being fired and replaced. Let's take a look at some of these markets here and some of the opportunities that we're keeping an eye on this week. Now, from a currency perspective, a lot of these currency markets have been rather sort of pegged to the sideways movement for quite some time now. Couple of markets here that we're keeping an eye on for moves is the weakness in the euro. We're looking for the continuation of the euro weakness here against the US dollar. At the moment the market is underneath that 119 area, so it's quite a significant level here, as you can see on the daily chart. Price has just sort of pulled back to retest it at the moment, but overall the trend structure is looking short, and we're looking for 118 to be tested at some point in time, and then maybe even a move down towards that 117 in longer term. So whilst price is underneath 119, we're looking at sort of weakness and looking for opportunities and positioning down to 118. In other markets here, if we have a look at Great British Pound against the yen, again this market has now, it's been extremely strong for quite some time, but now recently pulling back into that key 150 area. Now from a macro perspective here, the strength of this move that we've seen in the pound yen could do with a bit of more of a retracement. It could easily sort of slip back into value areas around 146.5. Now what we're looking for here is to see whether there is significant support at 150, and if the market does actually bounce off this area. If it doesn't, if it breaks underneath 150, then we could look for weakness back into this 146.5 price point. If we take a look at this on the weekly chart, again you can see these two levels in here. If we zoom right the way out of this, you can see that they are historical levels. In fact, you know, they've been tested sort of multiple times in the past. So coming over to the index markets, we take a look at the Dow here. You can see that the Dow has managed to sort of slip down and take out an area here of support. So 132.5, there's been significant resistance and support in the past. The market's underneath there now. So from a retracement perspective, the market now has got to get through resistance in order for the market to continue to move higher. Now price this morning has just sort of bounced off an intraday level here that we have around 32,300. So again, from an intraday perspective here, if the market takes out the current sort of low or recent low here at 32,300, then look for weakness down to 32,000. If the market can get above the 32,500, then we may well see some testing towards the long side again. Now coming over to the commodity side, if we take a look at gold, our sort of position here on gold has been that we've been looking for resistance around 1750 and looking for a retracement back to 1750, and as this is a potential sort of turning point within the context of this short trend. At the moment the market has now eventually managed to retrace back to this area, and you can see that we've got quite a bit going on here from an analysis perspective. We're already starting to see some weakness coming into gold, and again, we could start to see the lows being sort of retested. So again, if we start to come down to the 4-hour chart here, this market, again with a lot of markets at the moment, are looking sort of rather choppy. You can see this here, particularly with gold at the moment. So we're looking for a little bit more confirmation and before diving in with sort of positioning. At the moment here you've got our 1750 area. We've also got another level through here where you can see that we've had some intraday structure around 1720. So waiting for the market to get underneath 1720 gives us an intraday trading window down to around that sort of just above that sort of 1700, and then below 1700 opens up for a new step to the short side as well. So again, just sort of looking for defined trading windows and opportunities once this market starts to roll over. Coming over to the oil front now, and again, I've mentioned this oil a few times. If we take a look at the weekly chart, we can see that price is in a nice trading window here in between the $60 to $70 a barrel price point. At the moment, the market has pulled back into 60. It's back into a value area for the weekly chart and currently sort of finding support here. So at this moment in time, if we can find support around this area, we could be looking for a continuation of this trend and a continuation move, possibly with targets up towards that 70 price point. Again, if we have a look at this on the daily time frame, you can start to see that there are a couple of levels around that sort of $60 level, and price action currently starting to push above it. So the previous sort of green candle here, the previous sort of bullish candle, I think is a good area here. If the market starts to break above the high of that, then this could start to give this market a bit more impetus and potential sort of move to the long side. So there's a few markets there that we're keeping a close eye on going into the beginning of this week. I certainly hope it helps. And if you'd like to receive our analysis every week, then join our newsletter at smackthemarkets.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the home page, you'll be able to pop your email address in there and we'll send you our market reports every week. Hope it helps, and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.